Hello there, welcome back to Thriving Generation with Dr. G. It's another exciting day and a good day for us to thrive. Today, we are privileged to have with us a lovely lady, and I am super excited about this conversation because she was my senior in school. So, yay! Please, I don't like dragging conversations at all. So, let's get straight into the conversation and meet the chocolate lady from Ghana. Sister Obenewaa, or should I call you Lady Obenewaa or Chocolate Obenewaa? Which one is
Anything
good
goes.
now?
Obenewaa is fine.
Oh, please.
Obenewaa is fine. Yeah.
Could you please introduce yourself to the thriving generation?
Okay, sure. So first of all, thank you for having me here. It's a pleasure to talk with you and to talk with a great person who is now a doctor. So congratulations on that. So my name is Akua Obenewaa Donkor, a Ghanaian born and raised in Ghana. And somewhere along the line, I fell in love with chocolate. So I decided to venture into a chocolate business called Decokraft. And it's been a wonderful experience. I mean, if you give me the chance to do it again, I'm definitely going to do it again because it kind of helped shape me to become a better person in terms of becoming a stronger woman and going after what I want, even if like my community didn't really like give me the encouragement to do it. So that's me. A little about me, yeah.
Yeah, can you tell us a little about your educational background? Where did you go to school so that people can connect in that way?
Okay, sure. So, I mean, my whole life has been on KNUST campus. My parents were staff. So, right from, I think we had something called Mrs. Google, and then community center, UST nursery, UST primary, UST JSS. After that, I went to St. Monica's secondary school where I met Grace. Yes, we're in the same house. And then afterwards, I went to KNUST to study graphic designing.
Mm-hmm.
So that was for like 4 years. But after that, I mean, I went to do my national service where somewhere in the Volta region, and then I went into my chocolate. But currently, I'm doing my MBA at Indiana. So that's something small about my educational background.
And that is where I happen to go as well.
Yeah,
See, I
wish I had come
you.
to. Yeah, I wish I had come to meet you. It would have been
Oh,
great. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's lovely. That's very good. And I also went to KNUS to JSS, so it's in the blood.
Yeah.
I'm very excited to have you here because I'm also from Ghana. I've seen Ghana cocoa, but never has it crossed my mind that I can do anything with the cocoa. I always thought of cocoa and I think of the government, or I think of Ghana Cocoa Board. So
Yeah.
how did you even get this idea and how did you get the confidence to get out there and do something?
Okay, sure. It's and what you're saying is so true. I mean, in Ghana, the only thing we know about cocoa is cocoa board and probably the cocoa scholarships that they were given to people during our secondary school years. So before I get into my like why I began chocolate, so Ghana is the world's second largest producer of cocoa. So in terms of volume, Cote d'Ivoire is the first, followed by Ghana, and about
Mm.
70% of the world's cocoa comes from West Africa. Yes, when you come to our supermarkets, we can all attest to it that you won't, it's difficult to find a local brand on the supermarket. Like we all know of one popular brand, which is the red one.
Right.
Yes,
Yeah.
but then apart from that, every other thing is from abroad. And we are also in the habit of whenever we travel abroad, we want to come back home with like the foreign brands of chocolate. So that has been the culture of Ghanaians in terms of hot chocolate for a very long time. So I think before chocolate making, I was into cake decoration, and my mom bought me a magazine that had pictures of wedding cakes. She wanted me to keep it so that when my customers come to me, I'll show it to them, and then they'll kind of fall in love with the designs in it, and then choose a design I'll make for them. But
Mm.
somewhere in the magazine, I realized that there was something called chocolate wax. So it was the magazine was from a school, like let's say a culinary school, and they do cakes as well as chocolate. So when I saw this, I was very like, I asked myself a lot of questions. Do people go to school to learn how to do chocolates? Do they have a short course for it? And I did a lot of researching. I did research upon research, and realized that we could actually make chocolates in our homes. Like, it didn't really need a lot of sophisticated machines to make it. You could do it in a small scale. So during that time, I researched, and there was a course online, which was a bit expensive for me because I didn't have money at that time. And then there was also a lady in Ghana who was into that production of chocolate. So I sent her an email, and she didn't reply until a year later. You know, Ghanaians and our email system, we never reply. So she replied a year later and told me that cocoa processing, that's Ghana Cocoa Processing, was organizing a 5-day course in chocolate making. And I was like, wow, this was like the best moment of my life. I can literally like remember the day, how it was, and how I danced in the room.
Wow.
I realized that like I had the opportunity to go and learn how to make chocolates. And during that, it was just a 5-day course, and I was the youngest of all the participants. It was just 10 people that CPC trained. And this was the first chocolate training that CPC ever had. Yeah, this was like November, December 2012. Yeah, and I'm very happy. Like, when I look back, I'm really happy I took part in that course, because it has really kind of drastically changed my life, because I don't know what else I would have been doing rather than making chocolates. I don't know where I would have ventured into, but I'm just glad that this opportunity came my way and I took advantage of it. And I'm always grateful to God that He made it happen at the right time, because I remember during the time, the money I used for that course, actually someone gave me 500 cedis to go and buy a phone because my phone was spoiled. Instead of going to buy the phone, I decided not to buy the phone and use the money for this chocolate training. And look at what the person gave me, like 500 cedis. I used, out of that 500, I used 350 cedis to do this chocolate training, and see what 350 cedis has done.
Yeah.
Imagine I had bought the phone. It would have been spoiled like in a year. But just an investment of 350 cedis in a chocolate training course has really made an impact in my life, and has made an impact in a lot of people, because in the end, I got to train a lot of people. So sometimes the simple decisions that we take, or sometimes the good things that we give up in life at a particular moment, tend to become something greater than we thought.
Yeah, sacrifices.
Yeah, it was a great sacrifice.
It's worth it.
Yeah.
So before you started this, were there other people in the system doing chocolate in the way that you do it? I've seen several pictures. You have like shoes, you have bags, and so many fun things. Did we have that before?
No, we didn't. So I can say that before I did, I mean, the woman who introduced me to it, she was a chocolatier. She had been trained in Australia or a foreign country, because she had lived there for a long time. So her target was mostly expatriates. So she may be probably the oldest or the one who started chocolate making in Ghana. But, you know, she's not technologically inclined. So she was just doing it for a small community of like the expatriates. But what I brought on board was I combined my art skills with it. So we call something like bonbons or truffles in the chocolate industry. So that's what she was making. But I kind of added the aesthetic touch where I make chocolate shoes, I make chocolate bags, sometimes we sculpt people's faces or print people's faces on chocolate. So I mean, I'm not the first. I mean, but they were doing it in a more traditional way. I kind of brought a drastic change, and I think I made it more visible on social media because I was young.
Yeah, that's beautiful. So between the time you got the idea and when you took the first action, how long was that? Was it over the year or more than a year?
Okay, so so when I got the idea, that was probably in 2011. Yes. And yeah, that was in 2011. And then in 2012, February, but so between that 2011 and 2012, I watched a lot of videos online. And I remember I watched the Cake Boss, Buddy. He's very known in the US. Like, he has this show. So he did one which was a chocolate bowl. So even though I didn't have the skill, I was able to do that chocolate bowl, and I was able to sell it in February of 2012, before the actual class. But that didn't go well because I didn't know everything about it. So there were some mistakes in it.
Okay.
And then I remember that in 2012, I wanted to get the money to go and do the online course, but then the money I had saved wasn't up to what I had to pay. So I had to forgo that idea of taking the online chocolate course until November, when I received that email from the woman. So it didn't take me that long. I think for some strange reason, everything happened from the time I got to know about the fact that chocolates could be made in the house or on a small scale to the time where I had the course. I had the opportunity to attend the course was just about 1 year. And then after the course, I mean, I have an interesting way of selling things to people. I can sell something to you, and I don't need to tell you that I made it. So when I finished the course, let's say early December, by Christmas, I had my first 2 orders for the chocolates. I didn't make it. I mean, the woman who introduced me to chocolates made it, but we made it together. So I had already started publicizing that I make chocolates. Yeah, I mean, in one month.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
that's amazing. And before we even go in further, I know you have more than the chocolate itself. You have other products. What do you have?
Okay, so apart from the chocolate, we make cakes too, like birthday cakes, wedding cakes. And then we have still in the cocoa side, we do the cocoa powders. We have cocoa nips, which people can kind of crunch on like a snack, just like we like to eat peanuts in Ghana. It's a very healthy food. So that is one of the products we kind of introduced during COVID, because I think during COVID, a lot of people were looking for ways to boost their immune system, and cocoa helps with respiratory issues or body issues. So when you chew on the cocoa nips, or when you take in more cocoa drinks, it can kind of boost your immune system.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So we are the thriving generation. People are watching us. And sometimes when we see people on social media and, the chocolate lady, beautiful pictures, beautiful interviews, I've seen you gone international. I may be tempted to think that it's easy for you. Maybe you just had the talent and you got lots of money and you got it done. Can you share with us some of the challenges involved in starting your own business, especially in an area that is not developed like this? Can you share some?
Sure. So entrepreneurship is not easy. Unfortunately, everyone gets to see the glamour of it. I mean, we don't talk about the downside of it. So for me, I think initially, raising capital is a big issue in Ghana. You can't go to a bank for a loan if you don't have all the right documents, or you don't have any property to use as collateral. So raising capital was challenging, but I believe that for me, what helped me was that I have a good support system in terms of my family. So when I started, I mean, coming from my family is not rich, but they'll be there to support you. So there wasn't that much pressure on me to go and look for like a white collar job to feed the family.
Okay.
I was able to do all the tests and have a place in the house. So I kind of started from my kitchen, then we later moved to the dining room that we made as our production factory. At a point, we took over the sitting room, and throughout all this, my daddy allowed it.
Okay.
The point where we realized that we want to take over the whole house. So we took over the whole house, and then there was a house behind our factory. So we made him move there. So I believe I had a support system, but also in terms of raising capital, I also took part in a lot of entrepreneurship competitions to kind of help me raise funds, because the chocolate industry is capital intensive. Even if you want the smallest machine, it's going to cost you like $300, and $300 as a university graduate, it's a lot of money. So it's capital intensive. So what I had to rely on entrepreneurship competitions to help me raise funds for my business. It wasn't easy, but I believe just apart from the money, kind of helped me develop my skill when it comes to running a good business. Yeah.
That's amazing.
One of the challenges I went through initially was acceptance. Like, you would make chocolates, you take it somewhere, and someone asks you, "Are you sure this is chocolate? Are you sure you made it?" The doubt was there, because trust me, we all knew you could only get chocolate from abroad. It has to be like the Cadbury's, the Nestle. It has to be someone coming from abroad to give you chocolate. So I had a lot of doubt. So that is why I even did the chocolate shoes, because you can't tell me I brought the chocolate from US. There's no way you order chocolate today, the next day you get it, and you tell me that I brought the chocolate from abroad. It wasn't possible. So that is one of the reasons why I kind of let people let go of that ideas that we couldn't make chocolates in Ghana. And at a point, we were printing African patterns on chocolate. So in that case, you can't tell me that I brought it from USA or I brought it from London. So acceptance was a big issue when I was starting. I can say that until, let's say, 3 years ago, that was still there. But now with a lot of new entrants into the artisanal chocolate market in Ghana, people kind of believe that it's possible to do it in Ghana.
Yeah, that's amazing. And a real challenge. I mean, I've seen your packaging and it's really beautiful. Did you design that yourself?
Yeah, yes and no, but I have a graphic design background, so whoever I don't do it myself, I outsource it, but I really give them a hard time because I feel like I can really make an influence in it. I can't use Photoshop these days to do a design, but I can give a good contribution as to how I want my packaging to be. So in terms of that, I really put my opinions in it. I really have like an upper hand when it comes to designing my packaging.
It's really nice. I mean, I appreciate it. The first time I saw it, I was like, this is really clean. It can go anywhere. And I'm not just saying it because you're a nice person. Let's talk about some of the successes you've had. I've seen you get involved in community projects around Ghana and others. What are some of the successes?
Okay, sure. So let me talk about the community projects first. So as a chocolate maker, I realized that even at a very early stage of my business, I wanted to find a way to give back to society. I didn't just want to be making profit out of it. And I think I watched a video that was called The Bittersweet Part of Chocolate. So it may not be in Ghana, but in neighboring countries, there is a lot of there's a lot of child labor. And let's say child slavery in the cocoa industry. So someone can be picked upon and then taken into another country without the parents knowing anything about it, just for them to work on cocoa farms. And it's very sad. So when I watched that, I was like, wow, I have to do something. I mean, I don't have all the money to do it, but let me do it in my own small way. And I love children. So what I decided to do was I started a fund called I Love to Read. So this fund was to kind of raise money, and then we'll buy books to give in children in the cocoa growing area. So I also felt like when you go to the cocoa growing areas, when you go to some of the classrooms, they are in the most deplorable state. The children, the uniforms they wear is so tattered. And I feel like Ghana gets so much money from cocoa. So why is it that people who support or who are the backbone of the cocoa that we produce in Ghana are in the States and their children are in this condition? So what I do is I want the children to be able to dream and have bigger ambitions than where they are. So I believe that through books, they can dream about Accra, they can dream about London, they can dream about doctors, and then become someone better in future. You get it? So it was a vision for them to become or to dream beyond their permanent condition. So we've adopted a community called Obodance, and we've been doing this since 2015. So the model is like initially we're building chocolate Christmas trees to raise funds, but at a point we realized that the money that we put in building these chocolate Christmas trees could equally buy a lot of books for them. So what we do is these days we don't build the Christmas chocolate trees. We just donate the money directly to the school. And it got to a point where the headmaster of the school kind of approached us that they wanted more than books. Because at a point, some people who were leaving like primary 6 didn't have a classroom going to, so they had to travel to another town which was going to be long. So they needed to complete a school block as early as possible so that the children could move there. So we supported them to complete the school block. And then during COVID, I mean, my mind was so busy. I wasn't even thinking about this charity project. So then the headmaster sent me a text that the children who went into that classroom block had written their BEC. And I was so like happy that I gave these children an opportunity to sit in a very good classroom for them to write BEC. And it's a small community. So the children who sat in that classroom were just like 13 students. So, and they had completed BEC. And I mean, for such a small town, it's an encouragement to the others that if my seniors have made it, I can equally also make it. Yeah. So that's the charity project that we do at Decokraft, even though we are a small company, but it's one of the projects that I'm really passionate about. And I still continue. Like this year, we still made a donation to the school to complete another school block. And we hope that we will still continue to hear good news about the school, because I mean, when you go into those classrooms, we're there and the chickens were going out, in and out. It's not like saying when things were proper. Like there's some of the floors had not been covered.
Okay.
So it's sand, so they couldn't sit in it. And some of the time their uniforms are even like all buttons are leaving off. And you go like, this is where we get cocoa from. And these children are not benefiting or reaping from our cocoa. So that's a small way to help them too.
That's great. What this is making me think is that you don't really have to do so much. Even when you were talking about adopting a community, I'm thinking adopting a family. You know, maybe I can afford to support a family in one of these villages. So if you are listening to us out there and you think I can do something, but you feel like, oh, the government should be doing this, the government should be doing that, I think you can step out and consider a family, maybe consider a school, one school, something. I mean, we can all do something in our own little way. I mean, thank you so much for sharing that. What about in terms of business? What are some of the places you've gone to that you wouldn't have?
Okay, so some of the places I've been to that I wouldn't have. I mean, I got the opportunity to meet President Mahama. And that I remember that chocolate we gave to him. I mean, President Mahama's story is something else. So the day I was going to meet him, I had to make that bold decision of kind of introducing a new product to the market. And it's very technical, but I remember I was sick and I nearly called off that meeting that I wouldn't be able to come by. When I know, let me quickly put things in place and then go. And when I went, I don't even think I knew President Mahama was going to be there, but I didn't sit at home. I went ahead and then I met the president. That he was the then president of Ghana. So that was a good thing that I didn't remain in my comfort zone. Even though I was sick, I still showed up to present to him. I've also had the opportunity to meet Princess Anne, who is the Queen Elizabeth's daughter. Okay. I've also had the opportunity to meet Boris Johnson. He's tasted my chocolates. I also had the opportunity to meet Prince Charles, who, like when he came to Ghana, I think about 2 or 3 years ago. Yes. And I've also been able to meet Nanado. So, I mean, I believe that in life, whoever thought chocolates would make me meet great people? Never in my life. I would have thought that maybe I had to be a politician or probably do something extraordinary in order to have an opportunity to meet someone. But through my passion, I have been able to meet such great people in life. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity. And then I've also been able to showcase my product like in France, Togo, Cote d'Ivoire, yes, with my chocolate, like representing Ghana on such platforms is very great. I mean, it's all about following your passion. I believe that when I even wanted to be a chocolatier, I couldn't even mention the name well. I couldn't pronounce it. I had to watch a lot of YouTube videos in order
to pronounce.
I remember one time there was like a lot of my friends, like there were a lot of people around me who knew about the conversation. Like when I first saw that chocolates could be made, I would tell them that, oh, I have this new idea. Have you seen that when people are coming from abroad, they bring you these small, small chocolates that you bite into it, there's something in it. I have found a way to make it. Or maybe it's called a chocolate tar. And the person was like, you don't even know how to mention the thing. So it's nice when you know that something that you started as something like a silly idea you have has really turned out into business. And I really appreciate it when friends who knew me from the start, who know all the things that I've gone through, like the struggles, like me not being able to mention these names, and they kind of see the progress and they go like, wow, you've done well. I really appreciate those moments because they've seen everything. They've seen the struggle.
Yeah.
They've seen how you started from nowhere with your small tools and how you have now grown to become a team. Yeah. So I appreciate those moments.
What I'm learning from that is you don't have to be an expert.
Yeah.
In that area. Just start.
Yeah.
And then you can keep learning. Keep learning. Before I let you give us, your advice for those of us with goals in books that we are doing nothing about. I have a friend in Ghana who is obsessed with Butterfingers.
Okay.
Do you have anything similar? So Butterfingers is a chocolate on the outside and it has like a peanut kind of taste.
Okay.
The middle.
About my company is we are very customizable. We can do things specifically for people because we are a small company. So I'm going to look into it. I'm sure we've done a lot. I mean, product innovation has been one of the greatest strengths of the company. So I'm going to look into our past products and see which one aligns with this, and I'll share with her.
I'm pretty sure you may have something. Yeah. I've looked through your profile and you have some great things. In fact, I'm not from a rich home and I wasn't familiar with any of these foreign sweets and chocolates. I went to her house. That was the first time I was exposed to some tasty ice cream and, Butterfingers, twist and Reese and where am I from? I don't know any of these. So it's amazing that you are bringing this to us. We don't have to travel outside the country to even see that there is beauty in this. So thank you for that. Now talk to us. There are so many people out there. We have goals, we have dreams, but we are afraid or we are thinking of limited resources. And I love that you are from Ghana, from Africa. Because when you compare Ghana to, the advanced countries, you think that how can I start this? I don't have the resources. I don't have the government supporting me. There are many disadvantages we can think of than the advantages. Help us out.
Okay. I mean, coming to business school, I have realized how people are afraid of entrepreneurship. Okay. Trust me, when I was in Ghana, I didn't think people were afraid of entrepreneurship. I felt like maybe that's not where they want to go to. But these days, I kind of see it through people that entrepreneurship is like something people don't want to venture into because of their fears. And what I would advise people is, I mean, I always say that you have to know yourself. Sometimes you know that you can do this and you are kind of hindering yourself or giving yourself too many excuses. At other times, you know that this is not for you. If you know that this is not for you, you are good being under someone. You don't like to take initiatives on your own. Just be who you are. Okay, first know yourself and just be who you are. But if you know that you are the go-getter, you are the strong woman or strong man, you like to lead people, you like to take initiatives, then don't hold yourself back. I mean, in whichever venture you want to go into, be it like an 8 to 5 job or you want to be an entrepreneur, you're always bound to fail. So just go for what you believe in, go with your guts and just venture into it. I mean, it comes with its ups and downs. No doubt about that. In the same way, an 8 to 5 job comes with its ups and downs, but look for what you are really passionate about. Ask yourself that if I should leave Earth, would I be happy I didn't venture into this thing? Be happy I didn't try. If today was to be my last day to be alive, would I be afraid of such things? And for me, as I said earlier, I never regret going into chocolates. I mean, it made me know a lot of things I didn't even know about myself. People tell me I'm a strong person. But imagine I had sat at an 85 job. I may not have even known that I'm a strong person because I may just be following orders. So you can take a risk. And one thing I've also learned is that's something I didn't do. So sometimes when you have a career already, you can do it as as a side job. Okay. If you're earning like 6 figures, you can always have something like someone can call it a backup plan, you can call it your side hustle, employ people and see how it goes. If it gets a point where it generates as much income as your regular job and you feel that there is the need to change, then you switch. If you feel like you can do both and still get all the money you want in the world, then you still keep both. I mean, people are different and you have to know yourself and trust your instincts and choose the path you want to go. Yeah.
That's amazing. Thank you so much. And even if you are not going on your own, even working under somebody, you have to develop yourself, get better, get a goal. You can't just be comfortable with where you are and say, I'll do nothing. Keep growing, keep working hard. Look for the next higher position, the next higher opportunity, and thrive. That's the whole point. Thrive. Obenewaa, sister Obenewaa. Hey, Monica, we just don't mention names, so please, I beg. Sister Obenewaa. Now you've gotten us so excited about chocolate and cocoa. Where can we find your products? People are listening from Ghana and abroad. Just tell us where we can get something to taste.
So we ship across the world. We can these days, due to some I don't know what happened there's so many great companies, logistics companies in Ghana that can help us ship internationally, and it's not expensive. So we can ship directly from Ghana to you. Also, now I'm in the US, so we can take customized chocolate orders here. So what I'll do is that I'll give the Ghana number because that is where all the orders are taken. And then they kind of assign that, okay, ship from the US or ship from Ghana. So it's better to contact the US. So you can find us on Facebook, on Instagram, and it's Decokraftgh.
Okay, I'll put the link to the
description. Sure. So Decokraftgh, or you can follow us KB Chocolate GH, and then I'll give you the phone numbers to add so that we can ship it to you from Ghana to US. It can take 10 days if it's a small order, or if we are not in global supply chain crisis. It can take 10 days. Yeah, that is really costing us, because one time we ordered, it just took 10 days. The next time we ordered from Ghana, it took us 14 days. So a lot of things are changing. So if there are no issues, maximum 10 days, you have your chocolates. We also ship to Canada. We ship across the world. So
that's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. We can do that for you. You can ship it to you wherever you are.
Thank you. I always ask for final words because I realize that sometimes you keep talking and talking and you may have something else to say, and I don't want you to walk away without sharing. So do you have any final words for us?
Okay, sure. So maybe this will be to those who believe in God or who have a faith-based religion. I believe that in all this, business is not just for us, it's to make an impact in the world. So I remember when I was starting, I mentioned that I told God I call it simple prayers. That one, I don't spend 1 hour, I don't spend 30 minutes. It's just one line prayer. And those are the most effective prayers to me, that those ones easily come to pass. I told God that I want to make an impact in the chocolate industry of Ghana. And I'm glad that this has come to pass. So I've realized that in entrepreneurship, we don't have to be selfish. It's all about giving. How am I making my world a better place? What am I doing for someone that is going to be beneficial, even if I am not around? For me, I believe I have trained a lot of people. I kind of threw a light into what can be used, into what you can use Ghana chocolate for.
Yeah.
And the fact that it kind of inspired other people to also go into this venture. So I'm glad that God answered my prayer. So in entrepreneurship, if you believe in God, add the God factor, and also know that it's to make an impact and not just for gains.
Amazing. Thank you so much. You see why we need a final word. I appreciate you. I do appreciate you. So you out there, you've listened to this conversation. Do you have questions? Please leave them in the comments below. If you want to reach out to them directly, I have the information right in the description box. Please try out Ghana Cocoa. You will enjoy it. And then what did you learn? What did you learn? That is what we will also love to know. We want to know how you are going to use this information to improve your life. So share that also with us. We'll be stopping back to check it out. And again, if you've enjoyed this conversation, please like and subscribe, and we'll bring more your way. See you in the next video. Bye.